In early February, I decided to travel to Doha, Qatar's capital.
How is that even real?
All by myself.
In this video, we're gonna explore Doha, this freaking incredible, beautiful city. And I'm gonna show you what you should be doing if you're coming to Doha for only 24 hours or 48 hours, like more or less.
And towards the end of the video, I'll answer some of the questions that you probably might have after watching this, like the safety. Is it safe to travel to Qatar as a solo female traveler? The transportation options, and finally, the cost of traveling to Qatar.
I'm at the airport in Warsaw, about to board my flight to Doha. The flight is going to be around 5 hours, so luckily it's not too long. I can't even explain you how excited I am to see Doha. It is 5 p.m. and I finally made it to Doha. The flight was actually really good. I don't know if it's because I'm so excited and like positive about everything, or if the flight was just like actually good. I don't know, but super excited. So now I just have to get my luggage, and then what do I have to do then? And then I just have to get a taxi and go to my hotel. Why is it so empty? Oh, literally like my biggest travel fear is not getting my luggage. That's also why I travel with this freaking huge backpack, because I have all like my necessities in this bag. So like I have my swimsuit, I have a set of clothes for like warm weather, my toiletries. So like, I mean, I hope it's not gonna happen, but if my luggage is not gonna make it, I can still live for a little bit. There it is. I got a cab and I'm on my way to the hotel now, and I must say, just vlogging.
Yes.
Hi.
Welcome to Paris.
Thank you. Made it! Okay, which floor am I? 20th floor. I'm gonna give you a quick room tour. So there is a bathroom on the left. Bathtub. Let's continue the journey. And this is the room. There are 2 beds here, which I don't need, but what else? I cannot be bothered to tell them. And the beautiful view. So I am flying to Bali on Monday, but since my connecting flight was here in Doha, I was flying from Warsaw to Doha and then from Doha to Bali. I figured that I can as well stay in Doha for 2 days and see the city. If you're flying with Qatar Airways, this is not sponsored by the way, I'm just letting you know what I did. I paid for it with my own money. So if you're flying with Qatar Airways, you can stay in Qatar for 4 days without a visa, and you basically have a huge discount on 4- and 5-star hotels. So where I'm staying at the moment is Marriott City Center, and it is a 5-star hotel. It's a very nice hotel, and I basically got it for like 30% off the original price. So it's, I mean, it's a huge discount. So basically plan for today. It's already pretty late, so I'm just gonna go to a mall. There is a mall connected to my hotel, so I'm just gonna go and grab some food there, and then try to go to bed early, probably pop by the pool because there is a very nice pool here. And then the plan is to wake up at sunset tomorrow. Yeah, like as soon as I said it, I was like, that's a little bit too ambitious for me. I'm basically not, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not a morning person, but I have a hard time getting up in the morning, which I guess means that I'm not a morning person. Anyways, the plan is to wake up really early and see as much as I can of Doha in 1 day. Ooh, there's an ice skating ring. Good morning. So I was supposed to start the day bright and early. I mean, it is still bright and early, but I was supposed to head out as soon as I wake up. But that didn't happen because I mean, fuck it, I'm traveling alone and I can do whatever I want. I decided to come to the pool for a quick dip because this pool is just too good. It's just too good to not dip in it. Okay, that sounds weird. Just look at this. Look at this. Just want to quickly show you what I'm wearing. So I am, well, wearing what you can see right here. And then I also have a hat because it is freaking hot outside. I am finally out. I made it. I made it. Oh my god. You know, for a second I was like, oh my god, I shouldn't go out with wet hair, and then I used my brain and I was like, it doesn't matter anymore because it's summer. It's always so funny when you go from cold to hot, like a part of you, your brain just cannot get it, and the other part of your brain is like, what is winter even? Just take a look at what I see in front of my eyes. That is unreal.
Before we jump into the vlog, let me tell you a couple of quick facts about Qatar. Qatar is a very small country located in the Persian Gulf with only 2.8 million citizens, and approximately 88% of Qatar's population are foreigners. Qatar is considered the richest country in the world with a per capita GDP of $132,000. There's no forest in Qatar, and it's the second most flat country on the planet after the Maldives, with an average elevation of 28 meters. The capital and the biggest city in Qatar is Doha, and the city is well known for its futuristic skyline, which, by the way, is absolutely mind-blowing.
I literally cannot. This is like unreal. How is that even real?
But Doha is definitely not all about the skyscrapers. There's also a whole different side to Doha, like the old historical part of the city where you can explore the more traditional side of Qatar.
This is absolutely unreal. I cannot believe that I'm here. Oh my god. Sorry for the excitement level, but I don't know, I'm just so happy right now. Looks like I will be the only person walking around Doha today because it is freaking empty. I just don't think it's the place where people really walk. I would imagine they just all drive, also because gas is really cheap here. So obviously, even though Qatar is a very modern country, at the same time it is still quite conservative, and locals do cover up. So I think as a tourist visiting any country really, you should adapt to the country's customs. Also, if you're coming to Qatar during winter, it is not that bad. The weather right now is around 23 Celsius degrees. The only thing is that the sun is just really strong, so it's not super hot. It's just, yeah, it's just pretty hot. This is the crazy round building that I was like obsessing about in the hot tub yesterday.
I can see the freaking round building from here, from this jacuzzi that I'm in.
The first stop of the day is gonna be the corny promenade. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. The corny promenade is basically a 5-kilometer coastal promenade that connects the new part of the city where we are right now. This is like the business part, the financial center. And then on the other side of the bay, we've got the old part of the city. Whoa, look at the color of this water. It's just like light blue. I was even considering doing this whole distance. It is 5 kilometers, but I already gave up this plan a long time ago. I'm definitely not walking 5 kilometers in this heat. I'm just gonna walk for a little bit and then I'm gonna try to get Uber. This is already like the best day I had for a while. I'm just so happy. This place is so, well, but they're talking to me. This place is just so beautiful, and you know, I actually like the fact that I'm alone. Obviously it's not, I like to travel with friends and family, but sometimes it's also nice to be alone and just like be with your own thoughts and do whatever you want, you know, stop as much as you want and just like fully be in the moment. Because I think sometimes if you're traveling with someone, you're obviously gonna talk and it's just a different experience, which is obviously a great experience as well, But sometimes when you're alone, you're more in the moment because you don't really have anyone to talk to. I've noticed that when I travel alone, I often tend to notice more around me, and I just tend to like appreciate things even more. So I just ordered Uber, and my Uber should be here in like 3 minutes, and I'm gonna go to the old part of Doha to finally eat. I haven't eaten anything yet today, but I'm just like so excited that I'm not even hungry, to be honest. But I'm going to this traditional Qatari restaurant. I've been told that Uber is a very safe and a very convenient way to travel around Doha, and it is also fine if you are a solo female traveler. Okay, is that my Uber? Yes, that is my Uber. Hello. Thank you. So we made it to the old town, and I already got a little distracted by all these pretty things that you can buy here. Definitely a good place for shopping. And now I have to find the restaurant because I am starving. Slowly starving. This is the place I was looking for. That was a little tricky to find, but hopefully it was worth it. So change of plans. That place didn't have anything that was not meat, so I'm not gonna eat there. But yeah, I have to find somewhere else. I feel like this is a thing here where they have these small station and they repair watches, which is really cute. I've never seen anything like that before. Let's see. Try out this place because I read about it on the internet as well. I think it is very, oh my god, it is so beautiful. Sold. I'm about to have lunch, and it is a little bit of a fail because this is not a traditional Qatari restaurant. I'm having lunch at a Persian restaurant, but to be fair, I was just getting too tired. I was getting a little too hot, and I just couldn't be bothered to search for more. The other place I went to was really nice, but then all the dishes were with meat, and I don't want to eat meat. So I'm gonna be the laborer who eats Persian food in Qatar. But to be honest, I'm also completely fine with being in this place because it is so freaking beautiful. So this is what I'm having for lunch. Some eggplant with egg, and then this is like a homemade yogurt with spices. And then some veggies and cheese and bread. I'm so excited for the bread. Just look at this. What is this even? This place is so beautiful. The food was so good. I very highly recommend this restaurant, especially if you're looking for vegetarian options because they had plenty. My eggplant dish was so good, and now I'm gonna head down to the coast and I'm gonna check out the famous Pearl Monument. Also, if I can find it, I will check out some camels. That is not a confirmed information though. I just like googled stuff to do in this area again. I mean, I've done that before, but I just like did that again just to make sure I'm not missing on anything. And apparently there is a place here where there are camels, but we'll see about that. One thing I must say is that, oh my god, all these pigeons are attacking me. Okay, they're not. False alarm. One thing I must say is that Doha is so clean, and there are so many people on the street cleaning the street. Yes, I don't really know what's the aim of camels being here. We're obviously in the middle of the city. I don't know if they're being used to something, but then when I came closer, it was actually sad, as it always is with animals, to be honest, as it always is when they're not in the wild. They're tied up, which I guess makes sense that huge animals like that are not just like freely walking around. My first reaction to seeing animals is always like being excited about seeing them, but then it always ends up being a little like, wait a second, like they probably shouldn't be here. I did it. I made it to the famous Pearl. It was so worth it. So the reason why this thing is famous is, so back in the days, actually, majority of Qataris used to live off fishing pearls. Fishing pearls, is that how you call it? So in general, there are definitely not many tourists here. There are some tourists, but not that many. I've been approached a couple of times by people selling like boat tours, or I don't know what they sell. But I must say, as soon as you like wave your hat and you say politely no thank you, they leave right away. They're not, what's the word? Like, they're respectful. If you say no, they're just gonna leave. They're not gonna try to convince you to buy their boat tour or whatever. So if you are into art, this is definitely a must-see in Qatar, because apparently this museum holds not only the best collection of Islamic art in Qatar, but also in the entire world. And it was designed by a very famous Chinese-American architect, the same one who designed the pyramids, the glass pyramids in front of Louvre in Paris. I don't know why, but I think it's kind of funny. Look at the description here. Bucket. Well, it is a bucket. A very pretty bucket. So I made it to probably the last stop of the day, the Pearl. Okay, so I thought this would be more of like, yeah, I actually don't know what I thought it would be like, but basically it is just a residential area, but it is a very cool residential area. I mean, I can totally picture myself living here. 80% of people I see here are foreigners. So I guess maybe this is like the place to live if you are a foreigner living in Doha. So I'm back in the hotel. The day is over, but it was such a good day. So I thought I will sit down and answer a couple of questions that people might have after watching this video. So first of all, is it worth to travel to Doha? My answer would be yes, 100%. You saw how excited I was today. Once a friend of mine, or not really a friend of mine, whatever, someone at work told me that he has been to Doha and he didn't like it because it's just a desert and skyscrapers. But to be honest, I think it all depends on your attitude. Yes, there are not as many touristy things in Doha as there are in, let's say, Paris, but for me it doesn't mean that it's not worth to travel here. I mean, for me, the skyscrapers and the desert alone are a reason to travel to Qatar. I mean, we don't have deserts and skyscrapers like that in Warsaw, so that is already something. It really all depends on your attitude. Like, you can totally just like hang out by the coast, take a walk, watch the skyline as I did. You can sit down in a nice restaurant, get yourself some traditional Qatari tea. I personally loved it, and I already think that I would love to come back. I think I will definitely come back to Qatar. If I ever have a chance to do another extended layover, I will 100% do it. Is it safe to travel to Qatar as a solo female traveler? So that was probably the #1 question I had even before I booked this trip. I googled it. I wanted to make sure that it will be okay for me to walk around the city alone. After the day that I spent in Doha today, I would definitely feel that it's completely fine for women to just walk around alone here in Doha, at least. I did not experience anything today that would make me feel uncomfortable. I saw a lot of local women and also a lot of foreign women walking around the city alone today, so I really don't think it's an issue here. As long as you're respectful, as long as you cover up, I think it's fine. How do you get around Doha? The easiest way to get around are obviously taxis and Uber. Uber is working really well here. I took both taxis today and Uber. But I must say Uber is not really cheaper here. I think Uber and taxis are like literally the same. The taxis are really easy to spot because they're all blue, so it's also really easy to see a taxi. And finally, is Qatar expensive? So since Qatar is one of the richest countries on the planet, I would say, that's a good question. So price-wise, I would compare Qatar to a European city. I spent 50 euros today, and that includes 2 Uber rides, 1 taxi, 1 lunch, expensive lunch though because it was a very touristy area, but whatever, and a ticket to the Museum of Art. So I still have to eat dinner though, but I'm just gonna go down to the mall. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you soon in Bali.